Looking forward for deep brain stimulation, well, as a therapy, as a completely implanted practical therapy, it's really only been around since 1987, although experimental forms of this therapy have been around for a century. There have been a lot of advances, technological advances in imaging, in surgical localization, in the devices themselves. The devices are getting smaller, more powerful, longer battery life, more programming capability. We now hear of experimental devices that will not only stimulate the brain, but also record electrical activity for the brain. And this becomes, in a way, a kind of a brain radio that will inform research about how the brain is altering in its function during deep brain stimulation. It will improve our knowledge about how deep brain stimulation works. So these are not in the remote future. These kinds of devices are already happening. There are constant improvements in the hardware, for example, in MRI compatibility, and we're expecting that the lead systems and the pacemaker devices in the very near future will become MRI compatible, which will mean that once these systems are implanted, the patient will no longer be banned from magnetic resonance imaging. So I see a bright future for DBS in its technical aspects, and then there's the second aspect of the application of deep brain stimulation. It's becoming clear from research that this form of therapy can be useful in quite a number of neurological and neuropsychiatric disorders, as I mentioned earlier. So I think that it'll be applicable for patients more generally. It's becoming safer. The teams who are involved in this form of therapy have come together in a unique way where neurologists and neurosurgeons are working in a close way that they never did traditionally. With this sharing of knowledge and information, patients only benefit.